So hi and a very good morning to Madam Noor who is watching this video. So my name is Gooi and I'm from TESL 5. So today I'm going to present about my Task 3 presentation on TESL 3363. So let's move on to the first slide. So just for a general understanding of my reflection today, so I'm going to talk about this lesson plan that I conducted during my practicum phase 1, which is I'm going to teach English for year 5 ESAN, and I have 34 pupils in my class, and this class was conducted on Thursday, which is on the 5th of September 2024. So the topic that I'm teaching is about sports, and the focus skill is, the main skill is the speaking skill, and the complementary is the listening skills. So the objective is that the pupils have to talk about the sports by using the structure that I prepared. For example, I am doing, what are they doing? They are going to talk about sport. I am doing, for example, I am doing basketball. I am into basketball, and I like it very much because, so the pupils have to talk about the sports that they like. So that is a bit general idea of the lesson that was conducted. So let's move on to another slide. Okay, so after conducting the lesson, I identified a few issues that was happening when I was conducting the class. So first is that I noticed that the students were very passive and they are lack of confidence. So they were hesitant to participate at first because they show symptoms such as they are afraid to give out answers, or they do not know what to talk about. So they feel hesitate to voice out their opinion even though I provided them with the structure. And digging into deeper into the issues, I noticed that some of them are actually scared because of their previous experience where they give the wrong answers, and this eventually caused them to have a bit of punishments. So they are scared to commit mistakes because of the negative reinforcement that was conducted by their teachers. So this is also one of the issue. And thirdly is that I noticed most of them, the language that they use are mostly languages from social media. So it eventually affected how they speak proper English and how they want to properly express out the idea by using the structure that I provided. So, and this eventually would cause the student to use informal or casual language, even in speaking or writing that I conducted in the class. So, and the last one is that they are lacking of trust towards their teachers, because the students don't really feel comfortable with me yet because it was just week 2. So it eventually made the classroom environment less supportive and less engaging because they feel it's still quite odd, and they do not know how to speak properly, and they do not know if it is okay for them to express themselves. So these are the 4 issues that I can identify from that particular lesson. Okay, so how do I conduct my reflection? So to guide my reflection, I use the Gibbs reflective cycle. So let me walk you through each stages that I use briefly. So the first stage that I use, it will be feelings. So at the start, I felt a strong concern for my students as they are very hesitant and they are very shy to express themselves. So from there, I was determined to find a better way to support them so that they can feel free to voice out their opinions and they can learn to develop their speaking skills from time to time. That was my goal as I reflect on my lesson. And the second stage is the description part, which I observed that the students struggle a lot when they are expressing their opinions, even though they have good ideas on their mind, but they just do not know how to put it in words, even though I provided with the structure as well. And the third stage is that the evaluation stage. So I recognize that the traditional method, like simply drilling exercises or correcting them on the spot, so those methods are actually not solving my problem to help my students to speak properly or use the structure that I teach. Because I think my mistake was I drilled them with the structure without making sure that they actually understand the structure. So this is the main problem there. That is why they do not apply the structure very well. And the last part is that through reflection, the last part, which is the analysis part, is that through reflection, I identified that the negative past experiences and the bad habits, such as the excessive use of social media languages or the trauma that they experienced, were actually contributing to the challenge for me to teach them speaking skills. So it is actually very challenging. So by using this Gibbs reflective cycle, I'm able to identify the issues one by one according to stages, so that I know where to solve the problem first, or where should I focus on. So it is a very guided reflective model. Okay, so one of the reflective tools that I used to do my reflection was I am using teaching journals. So I would eventually write journals or the reflection after every of my lesson on the lesson plan, and I will combine all of the lesson plans in a week and make it into a journal entry. So over there I would record the classroom observations. I would pay attention to how my students progress and what is their behavior, or what was the problem during the week, and how is their progress from time to time. Is there any improvement, or is it any deterioration that I need to solve? So all these journals allow me to reflect honestly in detail on what strategies worked, what didn't, and what are the small improvements that I could make so that my classroom or my lesson would be better from time to time. And over time, this consistent reflection helped me better understand my student and adjust my teaching methods accordingly, especially on my classroom instructions, because I feel that my classroom instructions during the first week and the second week of the practicum, it wasn't so organized, it wasn't very structured. So that is maybe one of the reasons why my students are not very engaged in my class during the beginning. But luckily, towards the back, everything was okay and it was fine. And yeah, so the tools that I used was teaching journals. It helped me a lot. And I actually separated into a few compartments, which is like the issues, the strategies, the weakness, how do I overcome the weakness. So these are the things that I wrote in my journals. Alright, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so moving on to ways to improve my reflective skills is that number one, I should always seek feedback from my students. So this can be conducted through exit ticket or any informal conversations between me and my students. So with the data collected, I can make a detailed reflection on my lesson or my lesson flow, so that I can understand my students' needs better. And the second one is that I should always build trust and emotional support through regular informal conversations with my students. So through that, they will feel more comfortable and easy to talk to me and tell me their problems, so that I know where to focus on and how should I reflect on my next lesson. And the third one is that I should implement consistent reflective practice. This is to practice myself to write a proper reflection. So as time goes by, I would know how to improve on my reflective skills and what another type of model I should try out using, so that I can have a better quality reflection from time to time. And lastly, I should always ask for other people's opinion, so that I can improve in terms of my teaching skills and how should I reflect on my lesson, so that I do not reflect just on the outside. I will reflect more in depth, so that I can understand and improve my reflective skills from time to time. So that is all for the ways to improve my reflective skills. Okay, so these are the references that I've been using. So one of it is the journals that I typed for the week 2, and this is the lesson plan that I used for the reflection. So these are the two sources that I depend on. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you very much. See you again.